Hey everybody, and welcome back to Toy Picker Infinity's toy review channel for toys and fun. I'm going to continue on my review of our awesome Godaikin robots, and I'm going to go ahead and move on into the Guardian. A little while ago I did the Transjet Giant, and so I figured, hey, I already had the Guardian out, so let's go ahead and do the review on him. So here is my Godaikin Gardian. And he's in very, very good condition. I've owned this one for quite a while. He's still in very nice, close to near mint condition, though he, has been played with a little bit here and there. And I don't have all the packs to all of his weapons, but I do have all the accessories. So he is complete. This is the window box that he comes in. This is actually the second box that was released with the Guardian during the second series of Godaikin. The first box is what they call the blue box, and the blue box just has a photo of Guardian on the outside with the window cover on the inside. And this is the window box, so when the robot's inside you can just see him right on through. And Bandai changed over to these boxes feeling that it would save some expense in the toy. They also removed the carrying handles that many of the Chogokin robots were known for, especially the Godaikins. But it still has a very cool box. Gives you a rundown of all the weapons and all the accessories and how the robot basically transforms. So let's go ahead and get on into him. So the Guardian robot is a very heavy-duty robot. He has a lot of die-cast and some heavy-duty plastic pieces. His knees and his arms are all plastic. And then he has these leg joints in here that are plastic, but the feet are all die-cast, and then the center of the body is all die-cast. And this is one of the robots that doesn't really, per se, transform into anything. It doesn't turn into vehicles or anything like that. It is more like a Russian nesting doll, whereas on the box, the picture here, it shows other robots that fit inside of him, and so that's how the Guardian works. Instead of him transforming into a bunch of vehicles, he comes apart into a bunch of other robots. So let's go ahead and take a look at his accessories, and we'll leave him in robot mode here for a minute, and then I will take him apart and we'll take a look at all the stuff and all the other robots inside of him. So inside the box, of course, is the styrofoam coffin that the robots all sit in, and all Chogokin and Godaikin robots all sit in these nice foam coffins that hold everything. And so on the inside, he has his extra package of weapons, axes, rockets. He has a little fist thing that goes onto his fist, so when he socks his enemies, he can puncture some holes in them. He has another sword here, and this sword actually splits apart and becomes two pieces, and he has a hatchet. Let's see if I can set that up there. No, it's going to fall over. So he has a hatchet, and then there's another long sword here, and that's for one of the robots on the inside. And then there's this little figure up here. This is Dillinger, who's the pilot, and he fits way up inside, though I haven't really put him in there because there's really no point to have him up inside the robot. He doesn't really do anything. He just kind of sits inside. And then there is the cat named Clint. Clint is the cat, which is his kind of companion that rolls around with the pilot. So this is all the accessories that come with him, and over here is the instructions, and the instruction booklet tells you, how it comes apart. Mine's kind of rolled up here because I had it moved out of the way for the sword, but it comes with the instruction booklet. And this Guardian is also part of the first series of the Godaikin robots. So he came along in the very first series when Godaikins were first brought, or when the robots were first brought out of the Popy line and placed into the Godaikin line here in the United States. All right. So Guardian here, he's standing here with his humongous sword and shield. He comes with an unusual shield. It's plastic. There's no chrome or anything on it. He's one of the few robots. There's only a couple others that don't come with a shield with at least some chrome somewhere on it. but he has a humongous sword. His sword is huge and, you know, almost looks kind of like Kylo Ren's. I wonder if they got the idea of Kylo Ren's sword from this. You know, it'd be kind of cool if they did, but I don't think so. And so on the inside, Gardian opens completely up. He has arm hinges, and his head flips open, and his side flips open, or his chest flips open, and then the sides of his legs flip open to reveal Dillinger, the other robot that's inside of him. And so you can bring the robots on out. And here is the red inner robot. And he is number 2. Garbin is referred to as Garbin, or the big Guardian robot is number 3. Dillinger is number 2. And then inside of him is Protester. And Protester is the 3rd robot that sits inside, that nests inside. So you can take him on out, and then you can close him up. And then here is Protester. And Protester, amazingly enough, he also opens up, and then you can take the little rubber guy out of here, out of the package, and he will fit right inside of there. Though, like I said, I don't have him in there. And you know, the rubber guy, after a period of time, the rubber guys usually become kind of hard. And so if you move them around, it's really easy to crack those guys. Once they get old, the rubber gets old, then they'll just crack and break. So you got to be really, really careful with this guy. But this is the complete set when they're all separated. And again, they're all very well made, very heavy die cast, very heavy plastic. The one thing that you want to pay attention to on all of these guys have these weird bending knee hinges, and I guess it's to add a little more posability onto them. So the 2 smaller robots, it's okay to bend the knees, you just still have to be careful because of the hinges. On Garbin, or the big Guardian robot, I talked about this in my Transjet video, but I also mentioned here, on the inside are these plastic plates. Now this one already has a small crack in it because a long time ago, not knowing, I opened it up. I flipped the knees forward and opened it up and, you know, crunched a little piece right out of the top of that plate there. So you have to be really careful with these hinges, and really it's best just to leave the knees closed and leave this part closed, which supports it so it doesn't wiggle too much, so you don't break that part off. Because let me tell you, it's becoming a lot more difficult to find replacement parts for these old Guardians, because as they snap and break and that kind of stuff, you have to move to get a die-cast metal protector or another Guardian, and hopefully the knees aren't broken if you want one that's, you know, in relatively unbroken shape. I haven't replaced this one because it's just a little crack out of there, so this is still fine. But if it ever breaks further, I'll have to do the same thing. I'll have to do a full leg replacement in order to fix that piece. So Garbin here also has missile launchers inside the knees, so you can take your yellow rockets and place them inside or below the knee. It's more like a shin launcher, and so he can launch missiles out of his shins. And then, of course, all of the robots, at least the red robot and Garbin here, they both have launching fists. So it has the typical launching fists that launch off. So not only can you use all the weapons, you could do the typical launching fists, you know, where you can walk up to your little brother or sister and shoot a fist at them, you know, just for laughs. I wouldn't recommend actually shooting things at your siblings, but then again, hey, sometimes it's a little fun. But again, this is the Godaikin Gardian, and this is a very cool robot set. The little Russian nesting doll, as a lot of collectors like to call this set. And so if you have any questions or comments about this robot, don't be afraid to leave a message or leave a comment in the window below, and you know, I'll answer any questions I can. But I hope you enjoyed this video on the Godaikin Gardian, and we'll see you for my next video review of more Godaikin robots. All right, have a good day.